Dear friends, welcome back to another video. This is the last part of light reaction. In this session, we will discuss some crucial events of light reaction like chemiosmosis, formation of ATP, non-cyclic photophosphorylation or Z scheme. As you know, I am doing biology educational videos on NEET and CSIR UGC NET exam topics. If you are interested, please subscribe and enable the bell icon to get my upcoming videos. In the previous session, we have seen the formation of a proton gradient during electron transport due to two oxidations and two reduction. That I have explained in detail in the last session. If you didn't watch it, please watch that video. That means, during this process of electron transport, concentration of H plus ions within the thylakoid lumen increases. And concentration of H plus ions in stroma, this side is stroma, decreases. This difference in concentration of H plus ion on either side of the thylakoid membrane is called proton gradient. Once a proton gradient is created, next process will be the breaking down of this proton gradient. How to break down this proton gradient? This proton gradient is broken down a process that is called chemiosmosis. We can explain this process in detail. Here you can easily say that within the thylakoid lumen, concentration of H plus ion is high and concentration of H plus ion is less in the stroma. So H plus ions move from thylakoid lumen to stroma. This movement of H plus ions from thylakoid lumen to stroma occurs through the FO particle of ATP synthase. As you know, this ATP synthase is having two portions, FO particle and F1 particle. This FO particle is having a transmembrane channel. There is a transmembrane channel. Through this transmembrane channel, this H plus ion can easily move. So since the movement of H plus ions occurs from their higher to lower concentration through a type of protein, we can call this process as facilitated diffusion. Remember, this movement of H plus is also a type of facilitated diffusion. What is facilitated diffusion? Facilitated diffusion is nothing but movement of molecule from their higher concentration to lower concentration using protein. Remember, here the protein is nothing but FO particle and movement is from higher concentration of H plus to lower concentration of H plus. So the movement is also called facilitated diffusion. This facilitated diffusion of H plus ions during light reaction is also called chemiosmosis. Chemiosmosis is also a kind of osmosis. So H plus ions are moved from their higher to lower concentration using this FO particle. We can call this process is also as chemiosmosis. As we have explained, H plus ions are moved through the transmembrane channel present within the FO particle. Formation of ATP requires ADP and inorganic phosphate. These are substrate. These substrate will be combined together to form ATP. The formation of ATP from this ADP and inorganic phosphate requires energy. That energy will be provided by the movement of H plus ions through the transmembrane channel of FO particle. Once energy is liberated during this movement of H plus ion, that energy will be used for making a conformational change in the F1 particle. This is the F1 particle. This F1 particle is having a catalytic site. This catalytic site should undergo a conformational change. Conformational change means its shape will undergo some changes. Once that conformational changes happen, this ADP can easily be converted to ATP. Let us consider this as a catalytic site. After getting energy, this catalytic site undergo conformational change. That conformational change ultimately results in the formation of ATP from ADP and inorganic phosphate. This process of formation of ATP during this electron transport is also called non-cyclic photophosphorylation. What is phosphorylation? Phosphorylation is nothing but addition of phosphate to this ADP to synthesize ATP. ATP is synthesized by adding phosphate to adenosine diphosphate. Then we are getting adenosine triphosphate. This is called phosphorylation. Then why we are saying that this is photophosphorylation? You know, photo means it is depending on light. Where we use light here, even we are not seeing the direct requirement of light. Actually, this process of phosphorylation indirectly depends on light. You know, this phosphorylation is nothing but formation of ATP. This formation of ATP requires a proton gradient. What is proton gradient? Concentration of H plus ion should be more in the thylakoid lumen. To increase the concentration of H plus ions within the thylakoid lumen, there is a very important process that is nothing but photolysis of water. We have already explained H2O will be split into 2H++ half O2. That can contribute to the proton gradient, or that can increase the H plus ion concentration. In the second part of light reaction, we have explained the reason behind photolysis of water. That is nothing but presence of P680+. You know, this P680+ is formed using 2 photons. So 2 photons are required for the formation of P680+. Once P680+ is formed, water molecule can easily split. Once water is split, H plus ion concentration will be increasing in the thylakoid lumen. That will contribute to proton gradient. Once proton gradient is created, H plus ions will be moving from their higher concentration to lower concentration. Thereafter, an energy will be released by this movement of H plus ion. That will ultimately result in the synthesis of ATP from ADP and inorganic phosphate. So we can conclude the formation of ATP or phosphorylation depends on light. So that we can also use the word photophosphorylation. Then why we are using the term non-cyclic? This we have already explained in the third part. You know, during the process of electron transport, electrons are moved in a non-cyclic way. That means one end of electron transport will be water and another end will be NADPH. These electrons which are coming from the water molecule finally used for the synthesis of this NADPH. As you know, these electrons are not cycled back to water. These electrons are not cycled back to water, so we can call this process as non-cyclic. In this way, we are explaining the process of non-cyclic photophosphorylation. During this process of electron transport, electrons are passed from water molecule to NADPH in a zigzag fashion. You can see a zigzag movement of electron. So that this process is also called Z scheme of light reaction, because electrons are moved in a zigzag fashion. We can conclude the process of light reaction. At the end of this non-cyclic photophosphorylation, 2 important products are produced. The first product is NADPH, that we have explained in the third part of light reaction. The second product is ATP, that we have just explained. So these are the 2 products of light reaction. Actually, light reaction is of 2 types. Non-cyclic photophosphorylation is there and cyclic photophosphorylation is also there. During non-cyclic photophosphorylation, plants produce both NADPH and ATP. In cyclic photophosphorylation, plants produce only ATP. That cyclic photophosphorylation occurs usually in the stroma lamellae. That process we will discuss in another video. And in this type of light reaction, that is non-cyclic photophosphorylation, we have seen the formation of NADPH and ATP. This is all about non-cyclic photophosphorylation or light reaction. If you like this video, please subscribe and enable the bell icon to get my upcoming videos.